What's up, everybody? It's your girl Tonage bringing you guys another video. And today we are talking about war mode once again, some tips and tricks to help you on your journey. The game has been out for a few months now, but there are some things that you don't know about war mode yet. In this video, I'm going to walk you through some small tips and tricks to improve your gameplay on this map so that you can guarantee winning 99% of the time. 99! So I've broken them up into three categories: tips for offense, tips for defense, and then tips for both. So now first, we're going to go down the tips for offense, just because I like offense better. So just so you guys know, this is kind of a tip for both, but it falls more into the offense category. Like in the first objective, A is much harder to capture than B. B has a lot more open space for you to get onto the point, and there's not as many, there's more entry points and exit points onto the capture site than A. It's a little bit more streamlined. People can head glitch certain areas and just watch down one lane and be okay. So if you guys capture A first, it's more likely that you're going to capture B. Or if you capture B, then you can quickly first, then you can just put all your attention onto A as a team. I recommend going for A first as a full squad, or at least if you have a buddy or, a trio or something, go for A first, because then everyone else is going to be kind of like split up. So it's going to be kind of like 3-2 or a 2-3 situation. So that way you guys can get A, and then B will be much easier to capture after that point. Next, moving on to the second objective, which is the tank escort through the map. One tip to stay alive as you escort is to hug the back of the tank, because it's easier. It's harder for people to hit you in that spot because you have a little bit more cover from both sides. If there's two of you back there, one can watch one side and one can watch the other. Makes it a little bit, it's a natural cover situation throughout the entire thing. On escort, build the barricades behind you so that way you don't lose as much ground as you gained if you get killed off of the tank. The next tip is to be aggressive. Since it takes a second for people to respawn, if you are aggressive and get multiple kills, you'll be able to move up faster throughout the map, because the defenders won't have as much time to get up to the points that they're in, so you can move through the map at a faster pace than if you were just kind of playing pretty slow. The next tip is to the left of the tank during the escort when blowing up a barricade. Some people don't know that the left of the barricade actually has some sort of cover based off of where the tank is placed. It's not placed directly in the middle, it's placed a little bit to the right. So if you go to the left, you'll have some cover from the actual barricade itself when planting the bomb, unlike the right side. And the final tip for the offense side is use flashes or stunts on key areas before going up to the objective. If you say in the last objective where you have to upload the data, if there's people sitting kind of in the back areas, you can easily just throw a stun back there, upload the data, and by the time that you upload the data, they'll be kind of off the stun. So even if you can't react quick enough to get the kill, you'll at least have everything up. You'll have the upload started. Now, on to tips for defense. The number one tip that I have for this game and just in general is build as much as you can as early as you can. Especially on defense side, because you have a lot of things to your advantage, like the walls and the little green crate kind of things, the barricades, the sentry guns, just all different types of things that are there to help you defend better and to slow down the opposing side. So use them to your advantage. Plus, you get a little extra XP from them, throughout the entire game. So if you're constantly building things, your XP is going to shoot right up. So those events that go on, easy way to get some extra XP for those. Find your favorite head glitches and rotate through them as you die. If you go back to the same exact head glitch every single time, people are going to be looking for you there. But if you have 5 or 6 on each point that you kind of like to sit at, 2 or 3 at least on each little objective area, then you can just die on one and go to the other one and catch them off guard, because they're going to be looking for you at the same spot. People recognize repetition. So if you don't use repetition and you rotate a little bit, then people won't know. This is useful, especially in the escort aspect. Use buildings and height to your advantage. These buildings are here for a reason. Most of the people, they look on the ground, they auto aim to places on the ground. They don't look up into the windows unless they're being shot at. And if they're being shot at, the likelihood of them getting, like, killing you before you kill them is very slim. So get up there, get up in the buildings, get up in the windows, play to that advantage. You know, you have the ability to be the first one up in that building as the tank starts rolling through, or, you know, as you guys spawn in on the first objective, you can get right up into that middle building and sit up there and use your height advantage and kind of pick people off because you can see more than they can see. Works kind of like the same thing in Warzone. In Warzone, you get that height advantage and you've got the you get that advantage in a fight, and it's the same thing that works here. This is kind of something that I personally like to do. Not everyone is kind of a big fan of it. I run overkill in war mode. I use a gun for short to mid distance, like an SMG, an AR, something like that, like a shotgun if you want, just for something that's up close and personal, for like when you're on the objective, or like in like the late game when you're on the third objective and you're, you know, in these tight spaces. And then I would run a mid to long range weapon, so like a good AR or a sniper or battle rifle or something like that. That way you can shoot across the map, and these there's a very long lane. There's two very long lanes in the map. During the escort portion, during like the beginning and during the end, so you'll be able to cover all your bases and not be left empty-handed. And then when you're playing defense, create a line that people can't cross. If you create a line and slowly inch forward on the map, you know, bit by bit, and kind of like form like a defense line where you just kill anyone that goes past there, that makes it a lot easier. And it makes it a lot easier for you to defend and your teammates to defend that area, because you're picking off multiple people that are trying to go in. And if they, you know, they might try to go through another area, and because they're like, oh, this guy is killing me every single time. So they might go for the other objective. And also, if you're defending and your team, like the opposing team, you know, gets a good advantage on you, if you build the line, you can slowly inch up that line, creating a better defense for yourself and getting yourself out of a hole that you created. If you try to like just go all the way all at once, it's not going to work out. But if you work little by little, you can get that defense back. My last tip for defense is that if your team, say you're on the first objective, you have A and you have B. All your teammates went to cover A because they know it's the hardest one. Go to B. Go sit at B. People may not be attacking you, they may be attacking A, but you're there just in case that one person wants to go over and try to snag B, and you can just pick them off real quick. Alrighty. And then lastly, we have the tips for both. Utilize your lethal and tacticals as much as you possibly can. These are so important, and I cannot stress this enough. Using these stuns and grenades gets people out of the hidey holes that are in the map. It can get people off of objectives. Like, these things are very important, and they can either weaken opponents, slow them down, or even kill them, which is what we're trying to go for here. We're trying to get the most kills in this mode, you know. And if you are, you know, playing and you have a friend, or even if you're like playing in game chat or whatever, run in groups of two. Like, run in groups of 2 or 3, because running by yourself, you're going to get into these scenarios where you're just like, the odds are in your favor. If you're running in groups of 2 or 3 and you go against one person, you can easily take down that one person with either a trade, or you all just shooting at him at once and get a couple of assists. And if you're running in groups of 2 or 3 and you're running against somebody with 2, you know, you're at the advantage there, and you're never really caught off guard. You're not going to hit all 5. It's very, very rare they're going to hit all other players on the other team. So if you run in groups of 2 or 3, you'll definitely be in the advantage of the gunfight every single time. And especially in this mode, flanking can be your best friend. A lot of people in this mode focus forward. They focus on moving forward with the objective. They don't really look behind them as much. They're focusing on the objective itself. So if you can flank your way and find there's different routes on the map where you can get behind the enemy player and kind of like throw them off guard a little bit, it's so beneficial, because they're like, where did you come from? You could easily pick off 2, 3, 4 people easily by just getting a different vantage point because they're all looking forward at your teammates, at the objective. And my last and final tip is find routes that work for you. A lot of the times you'll be playing against similar people, if not different people, same people. It depends on skill-based matchmaking, but it's not as tight in war mode. So you're gonna be playing like because there's not as many people that play. So you're gonna be playing against a vast amount of people. So run some routes. Figure out what works for you. It's just this one map. So learn this one map while we just have this one map. So that way, when another map comes out, you can do the same thing with that one. I have my head glitches that I like to go to. I have when I spawn it, I run the same way. I get up to the same vantage point, you know, and you might be able to catch someone off guard every single time, or you'll be able to learn where people like to sit. You'll be able to learn when you go this way, oh, someone likes to sit up top there, or someone likes to sit in this corner, or someone likes to hit that head glitch. And you'll be able to like spot them easier because you're looking for them. If you're looking for them, you're going to find them easier. They're not going to cut you off as off guard. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button and comment down below any tricks that I missed, any little tricks, tips, tidbits that you find in the map yourself, a little hidey hole, or just some things that I missed. And I will see you guys next time. Peace.